The Dreamer's Awakening. In a small, sleepy village, nestled among the green hills, lived a young dreamer named Leela, with raven black hair and eyes like stars. She was just like every other girl in the village, or so it seemed. Leela was different. She didn't just dream of ordinary things, she dreamt of the hidden magic of the world. Each night, after the village fell silent, Leela would sit by her window, gazing at the stars above. There was something in the way they twinkled that made her heart ache with longing. The world was filled with secrets, and she knew in her heart there was something greater, something mystical, waiting for her to discover. On one such night, when the moon was a thin crescent and the air was thick with the scent of dew, a soft whisper swept through her room. It was so faint that Leela thought she might have imagined it, but then she heard it again, clearer this time. Find the path beneath the starlight, and let your journey begin. Leela's heart raced as she stepped back from the window. She knew that it was a sign, a call to adventure, but the fear settled in quickly. The world outside was vast and unknown. She had never traveled far from the village. Would she be safe? Could she make it on her own? Her fingers brushed the silver locket she always wore, a gift from her grandmother. It was the only connection she had left to the past. As she clutched it in her palm, she remembered her grandmother's words. The stars are our guides, trust them, and they will lead you to the answers you seek. Leela took a deep breath, her resolve growing stronger. Tonight, she would step into the unknown. The first step. The night was colder than Leela had expected, but the excitement in her chest kept her warm. She carefully packed a small bag with essentials, a loaf of bread, an apple, her grandmother's locket, and her favorite book of poems. She didn't know how long she'd be gone, or what she would find along the way, but she knew this was something she had to do. This was her moment. Before stepping out, Leela glanced at her parents, who were fast asleep. She could hear their soft breathing from the next room, unaware of the change she was about to bring to her life. As she closed the door quietly behind her, she took one last look at her village. Bathed in the soft glow of street lamps, she couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. She was leaving behind everything she knew, but the stars above beckoned her forward. Their light seemed brighter tonight, guiding her through the forest, which she had always seen as a place of mystery. The path she followed was narrow, surrounded by trees that whispered with the wind. She walked slowly, carefully, as the cool air whispered words she couldn't quite understand. The stars above twinkled brightly, and for the first time in her life, Leela felt like she was being watched over. After a few hours, she arrived at a clearing where the moonlight poured over a gentle stream, its waters sparkling like diamonds. There, she heard a voice, soft and distant. Follow the starlight, and you will find your way. Leela stood in the clearing for a moment, her heart pounding. Who was speaking to her? It didn't matter. She had come too far to turn back now. With determination in her eyes, Leela continued on her path, trusting the stars to lead her. The whispering winds. The night passed slowly, and Leela began to feel the weight of her journey pressing upon her. She was no longer just walking. She was searching for something greater than herself. But doubt began to creep in. What if she wasn't strong enough? What if she couldn't find what she was looking for? But then the wind began to speak again. At first, it was a soft breeze, rustling the leaves overhead. But soon, it became something more. The wind grew stronger, swirling around her. And though it didn't speak in words, Leela could feel its presence. The wind was not just a natural force. It felt like a guide, a companion on this journey. As she walked, the wind picked up, wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. It urged her forward, pushing her to move faster, to trust the journey. The trees along the path began to thin, and in the distance, Leela could see something shining, the faint glow of starlight, illuminating the dark forest. The wind carried a message. You are not alone. The stars are with you. For the first time since setting out, Leela felt the weight of fear lift from her chest. The wind whispered again, a soft promise. You are destined for something great. The Valley of Shadows. The path continued to wind through the forest, but it wasn't long before Leela encountered something entirely unexpected. The stars dimmed, and a deep fog rolled in from the valley ahead. The once vibrant forest had turned eerily silent. The trees towered over her, their shadows long and twisted. She stood at the edge of the valley, hesitating. This place felt different, cold, dark, uninviting. The path ahead was barely visible, obscured by the thick mist that blanketed the ground. Leela felt her heart race. This was not the world she had imagined. Was she really ready for this? But then, as if in answer to her doubts, a single star appeared in the sky. It glowed brightly, guiding her forward. This was no ordinary star. It pulsed with an energy that she could feel deep inside her. It was calling her. Leela stepped forward, her feet sinking into the fog with each step. As she descended into the valley, the shadows around her began to shift, and the fog seemed to whisper her name. "Do not fear the shadows," a voice called out, familiar yet distant, "for in the darkest places, the light shines brightest." Leela stood still, absorbing the words. The light was still there, hidden in the dark. She only needed to find it. The mysterious guardian. As Leela continued through the valley, the air grew heavier. The fog thickened with each step, until she could barely see the path in front of her. The trees loomed like silent giants, their branches twisting in unnatural directions, as though reaching out to grab her. Yet, her heart remained calm, steady, as the distant star above her led the way. Just as the eerie silence began to feel suffocating, a figure appeared through the mist. A tall, shadowy figure, draped in a flowing cloak that seemed to blend with the fog. The figure stood still, blocking the path ahead. For a moment, Leela thought she might have imagined it, but the figure spoke, its voice deep and ancient. "Who seeks the light of the stars?" Leela stepped back in surprise, her breath catching in her throat. The figure's eyes gleamed with a strange, otherworldly glow, as if they were the reflection of the stars themselves. I am Leela," she stammered, her voice trembling. "I seek the path to the truth, to the light. I have followed the stars to find something greater, something hidden." The figure tilted its head, studying her with piercing eyes. There was no warmth in its gaze, only an undeniable strength. "The path you seek is not for the faint of heart," it said, its voice like a whisper carried by the wind. "Only those who are truly worthy may pass. Prove yourself, and the light will reveal itself." Leela's heart raced. Prove herself? How could she possibly do that? She was just a girl with a dream, a heart full of hope. But she knew one thing for sure: she couldn't turn back now. "I'm ready," she said, her voice gaining strength. "What must I do?" The figure lifted one hand, revealing a symbol etched into its palm. The symbol resembled a star, surrounded by intricate patterns, glowing with a faint, ethereal light. "You must face your deepest fears," the figure said, its voice echoing like a distant storm. "Only then will you truly understand the light." The fear within. Leela's heart skipped a beat. Face her fears? How could she do that? She had spent most of her life avoiding the things that frightened her: the dark, the unknown, the possibility of failure. But now, standing before this mysterious guardian, Leela understood. The journey was not just about finding the light in the world. It was about finding the light within herself. The figure slowly began to dissolve into the mist, its glowing eyes the last thing Leela saw before it disappeared completely. The valley was silent once again. For a long moment, Leela stood there, unsure of what to do, her hands clenched into fists at her sides. Fear, it had always been there, lurking in the shadows, always holding her back. But now, she knew that in order to continue, she had to face it. As if in answer, the ground beneath her feet began to tremble. The fog swirled around her, thickening, until shapes began to appear. The shadows took form, becoming creatures' nightmarish shapes, each one more terrifying than the last. There were giant wolves with eyes that glowed like fire, birds with wings that seemed to cut through the air like daggers, and serpents that slithered silently across the ground, their scales glistening in the dim light. Leela stood frozen in place, her heart pounding, her legs trembling. But she remembered the figure's words. Only then will you truly understand the light. With a deep breath, she closed her eyes. She had to face these fears. She had to stop running from them. The awakening of courage. Leela opened her eyes and stood tall, despite the rising fear inside her. The creatures around her seemed to pause, as if waiting for her next move. Her heart was racing, but she refused to let the fear take over. She would face this, whatever it was. Stepping forward, Leela raised her chin and said aloud, "I am not afraid." Her voice was firm, though the tremor in her chest threatened to shake her words. The creatures snarled and hissed, but Leela didn't back down. She walked toward them, step by step, her resolve growing stronger with every passing moment. "I am not afraid." The ground beneath her feet pulsed with energy, and the fog began to thin. The creatures that had once seemed so terrifying now appeared to shrink back, fading into nothingness. The starlight above her grew brighter, bathing the valley in a warm, golden glow. Leela looked up to see the star that had guided her now shining brighter than ever, its light wrapped around her like a protective shield. She had faced her fears, and now the light was hers to follow. The bridge of light. The valley had disappeared, replaced by a vast open space, bathed in the soft glow of the stars. The fog was gone. The air was fresh, and the sky above seemed endless, stretching into eternity. Before her lay a shimmering bridge, suspended in midair, glowing with the same ethereal light as the stars above. Leela stepped forward, her heart swelling with wonder and awe. She didn't know where the bridge led, but she knew that it was the next step in her journey. Taking a deep breath, she stepped onto the bridge. The moment her feet touched the first stone, the air hummed with energy, and the stars above twinkled in response. As she walked along the bridge, she felt a sense of peace that she had never known before. The light guided her, and with every step, the weight of her past fears and doubts seemed to lift. The bridge stretched out before her, endless and glowing, leading her into a realm that she could not yet comprehend, but knew was waiting for her. The realm beyond. The bridge eventually came to an end, opening up to a breathtaking sight. Before her lay a landscape unlike anything she had ever seen. The ground was covered in lush, vibrant grass, and the air smelled of wildflowers. The sky was filled with swirling constellations, and in the distance, she could see a towering mountain, its peak lost in the clouds. This was the place the stars had been guiding her toward, a place of peace, of hope, and of endless possibilities. But it was more than that. It was the place where she would discover her true purpose. In the center of the realm stood an ancient tree, its trunk thick and twisted, its branches reaching toward the sky. Beneath it lay a glowing stone, pulsing with an energy that resonated deep within Leela's soul. This was what she had been searching for. The stone of light, the final revelation. As Leela stepped forward to touch the stone, she felt a surge of energy flow through her body. The stars above seemed to converge, and for a moment, everything around her was illuminated in a blinding light. And then, the world went still. Leela blinked, and when her vision cleared, she found herself standing in the village where her journey had begun. But everything was different now. The stars above shone brighter, the air was fresher, and the world felt full of possibility. She smiled, knowing that her journey had only just begun. The light was within her now, and it would guide her wherever she went. The starlight had awakened her, and with it, she was ready to embrace her destiny. Hi friends, if you're enjoying these relaxing bedtime stories from Global Story Haven, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for daily news stories. Sweet dreams.